They understand work-life balance. After 6 p.m. or like 5 p.m., there is like, okay, we will not let you work. There is no thing that you have to take home, no calls on weekends, no nothing like this. We had the offsite in June last year. It was, I think, 3 days, and the whole company was here. We went on a trekking, and the view from the mountains was very beautiful in the Dolomites. We danced, we sang together, we did karaoke, and yeah, we stayed together, and it was pretty fun experience for me. LPA.
How did you get this remote job?
It's a funny story. I think it took like I don't know, like one day or like a weekend to do this. And I was not hoping that it will get popular. I was just like, okay, it's a fun weekend project, and luckily it got me a job. I honestly hate the TSA type questions that we get to ask in recruitment. If you're hiring for a front-end developers, realistically, do you really need to know Tower of Hanoi? How do you calculate sub-arrays? You should know how to make REST API calls. You should know what force errors are, what DOM manipulations to do, why React is the way it is.
Welcome to Beyond the Brackets podcast. I am Parithi.
And I'm Nitesh, and today I'm thrilled
I
to have Pur is a front-end developer at Music's Match, a startup based out of Italy that powers the lyrics on your Spotify app, along with a lot of other places. Pur is a front-end developer who is working remotely from India. It's a thrill to have you here on the show, Pur.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited about this.
Can you tell us what you do at Music's Match?
Okay, I can probably start with Music Match, what the company is and what we do at Music Match. So Music Match is a company which I'm pretty sure a lot of listeners would be using right now. Like if they use Spotify, if they use Apple Music, if they use Instagram, they're listening to a song and they are searching for lyrics. Music Match is the official source of lyrics that you will find for any song. We provide lyrics and song data to other like DSPs, we call it, who distribute songs. So for example, Spotify, Apple Music, or Instagram. I work as a front-end developer at Music Match. I work with React and React Native, and I worked on the community Squad, which is basically consumer facing, where the Music Match website or the Music Match app that you see is we are making it. So we are working on it. So if you have any problems, you find any bugs, you can hit me up.
Love this. This is really interesting because it's so cool to be working on a consumer-facing app, and especially something that is in our face like every day. So
Yeah,
that must be exciting.
yeah, it's very fun. And also it's very hard because because it's a consumer facing app, people find a lot of bugs, you have to fix them. And we are the face of the
Yeah.
company, so we have to be very careful not to ship any like bugs or stuff like that. So yeah, but it's still fun, very much fun. So yeah.
This is
Uh,
really interesting because I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think like this is a very stark contrast from what developers in India. So, for example, you have other developer friends who are working at big companies here in India. Do you think or do you discuss with them like the difference of work culture between your company and what they're experiencing in their jobs?
Definitely. I mean, you have heard a lot of stories from European companies, and I would say, at least in my company, it's very true. Everyone is so understanding of you. They understand work-life balance. After 6 p.m. or like 5 p.m., there is like, okay, we will not let you work. There is no thing that you have to take home, no calls on weekends, no nothing like this. I mean, if you are the reliability engineer, then obviously you get to be on-call engineers and you get to be on call if anything gets wrong. But if you are not, then you get enjoy weekends, we get holidays, and we are encouraged to take holidays. We get mental well-being holidays, which is very good. The people are amazing. You get to talk with them outside of work also. They are amazing. When I go to Italy, they're very humbling. They receive me very well. I mean, I'm just honored to be working there. At the same time, again, at the same time, in Indian, you will say that in Indian companies you get to make Indian references, which I don't get to make in our company. But at the same time, you get to work like what 10 p.m., 12, sometimes like on weekends also. Manager calls you on the weekends. I hear so many horrible stories. I mean, among my friends also, that you have to work so late. And I mean, I don't, how do I say it? I don't want to bad mouth like Indian companies versus European companies, but it's very true. If you see on Twitter, you will hear people like arguing, okay, I work, Indian companies don't care about your well-being. They just care about, okay, just do the product, especially like the rich companies. They are like no, you have to work 70 hours, 80 hours. We don't care. We will not give you holidays. But at least in our companies, you request a holiday. There is no question like, oh, why do you need holiday? You need a holiday. You get a PTO. It's fine. It's personal stuff. You get a holiday. You're off for like 1 week. They understand, okay, you're going on a trip. They understand they will not call you. But in India, if you are like, if you get 1 week off, they will call you. They will message you on Slack, everything else.
Being like the first non-European dev hire, was it challenging to create a healthy relationship with other team members? That, like you mentioned that you went to Italy recently. So does your company have like frequent offsites or things for people to get to know each other and meet your team members?
Yeah, I mean, it was very unique experience for me and for them because they were also hiring a non-European dev for the first time. But I would say the whole company was very welcoming. They were like, okay, yeah, they got me to speed about like API. They gave me the knowledge and everything stuff. And at the same time, when for the first time when I visit Italy, I was very nervous, honestly, because going to a different country that I don't know and I don't speak much Italian. I mean, I know a little bit. I'm learning a little bit Italian, but I cannot make like full conversation in Italian. I can understand a few words, but the people there were very helpful to me. They were like guiding me. Okay, you don't know how to order. We will tell you how to order. You don't know what this is because the menu is in Italian. They explain to you, okay, this is what it's made up of. This is made of meat. If you don't eat meat, you can start eat this. This is like dessert, stuff like this. They were so excited to like try me, like try this stuff, try this because this is Italian food. You should try this. You should try this. I got to visit Venice and I got to visit Florence when I was there. And the company is based in Bologna, which is again a very beautiful city. They were like, okay, if you need anything, message me. This is my private number. You can call me. They even prepared like a document for me that these are the stuff that you have to take care of. And we had the offsite in June last year, which I went, and it was pretty fun too. It was, I think, 3 days, and the whole company was here, a nice bonding experience. We went on a trekking stuff, so we tracked for like I think a day, and the view from the mountains was very beautiful in the Dolomites. And yeah, it was pretty fun. We danced, we sang together, we did karaoke, and yeah, we stayed together, and it was pretty fun experience for me. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's very nice, but yeah, it comes with pros and cons. You don't get to hang out with your colleagues after work because they're all in Italy and you're sitting here in India. But if you're in India, you can go meet them at weekends. So yeah, stuff like this.
Yeah. That's
Awesome.
a con, of course.
How did you get this remote job?
It's a funny story. I don't think it's a very orthodox story, you can say, because I like to make stuff. I like to experiment with stuff, and I made a clone of Spotify animations on the lyrics page that you see, like the lyrics animating in React Native, and it got somewhat popular on Twitter, I guess. It got like 20 likes, which is very popular for me, I think. So, and a manager from Music Match reached out to me. They were like, okay, yeah, we like this. Did you make this and stuff like this? Can we talk? I was very scared because I thought that I violated like a copyright of
Wait,
using their lyrics and
sorry,
stuff.
sorry to interrupt, but you said it got 20 likes, right?
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe it's more than 20 or
Like
25.
20, but
Uh,
still, like that's still like very little likes for it to just reach
yeah,
the
it
manager of
got
music.
because I made it using Reanimated, so it got like from the Reanimated Twitter,
But like the
Uh,
main thing here is that even with just like 20 likes, you're able to reach like such an important person who was able to then offer you this position.
Yeah, you can call it a luck. They were like, they liked it, and maybe it reached the right people at the right time. So, I mean, I don't know what happened, but he reached out to me, and then we got to talking, and then we set up another meeting, and then yeah, I went through the interview process. It was not like they didn't take interview; they did the whole stuff. I went to the interview process. There was a technical interview where a take home assignment, basically, where they gave me assignment to make using Music Match APIs. And then yeah, and then they did a code review with me together about the code that I submitted. Okay, why did you use set state there, use effects, stuff like this, some questions, some personal questions. And then there was like I really like this part of the interview where I had to give like presentation on myself to a lot of people in the company, like the people who I'm be working with. So it was a very nice experience because I get to know about me. The PPT was about me, who I am, what do I like, stuff I do. So it was very fun. And yeah, and then a lot of people from the company talk with me like half an hour, just chat one-on-one stuff like this. Okay, what do you do? Why do you code? Like stuff like this. And what do you bring to the company? Like not just the technical part, but also the attitude, human nature, and stuff like this. So I also got to talk with the designer who I'll be working with. So it was very nice to get to know her and get to know the company culture.
Can you speak like a little more about what the project was that you built?
So it was a clone of Spotify animations. I love to do animation with in React Native because it's kind of tough, but it's also kind of easy. And when it works, it's very fluid. You get like 60 FPS, 120 FPS, native FPS, which is very nice to see. And animations are always good because the experience they improve the user experience, right? So always
Yeah.
try stuff. So I was just sitting one day and I noticed, oh, I never noticed that Spotify has lyrics and they have such nice animation. Like when you move forward, the lyrics move up and down accordingly. You can tap on the lyrics to move like the bar forward and backward. They animate very nicely. They have like a gradient at the edges, like stuff, small stuff like this. They have like a background, the background color depends on the song, like that album art and stuff like because Spotify does a lot of these stuff. So yeah, I just did that and I was like, okay, yeah, let's see if I can recreate this in React Native. Maybe I cannot, maybe I can. I will learn a new thing. So that's what I did. And I built the animation twice. First in React Native using React Native animated API and second using the animated. Obviously, it was much more performant using React Native because they were using the worker stuff. But yeah, it was very fun project to do. I think it took like I don't know, like one day or like a weekend to do this. And I was not hoping that it will get popular. I was just like, okay, it's a fun weekend project. And luckily it got me a job. So yeah, that's it.
Love this. Love
Can
the
you
kind of impact
also
that these short projects can have.
can you also share a little bit about what you were doing before you landed this opportunity?
So before that, I was working in a startup called Solvio, and they were using machine learning to solve machine learning AI. I worked as a front-end developer there, where I made a lot of stuff. Basically, I made a tool where people could write on the phone. Like, for example, if you're solving math on the phone, you have to write this with a sketch pen, right? With a pen, sorry, stylus pen. So there was a library, but it was not well supported. So I built a custom library in the startup to do this. And it was pretty fun. I worked on a lot of Canvas stuff, which I love. And I built their MVP on the website. The stack was Spring Boot, if I remember correctly, in Java. So backend was Spring Boot Java, PostgreSQL, and frontend was React Native and React. So yeah.
Hmm, interesting. Okay, and so this is the company that you joined right after college, right?
Yeah, you can say not right after college, but in last semester of the college, I did my 6 months. In my college, you have to do the internship or a project in the last 6 months. Although because I was in ECE, my college didn't recognize that you cannot do computer science internship because you are in ECE branch. So I had to do the project, but you can say that in like fourth year, first semester, I was joining this company, working as an intern.
So when you were at this previous startup, you must have had some plans for your career, like to take your career forward, and maybe like doing projects and side projects was a part of that plan. So now with Music Match, your career went through like a big step change. So has your plan, like your outlook towards growing your career changed with it?
Definitely. I mean, when I was in startup, I was still, because I was just out of college, I was learning a lot of stuff. I didn't know how to work with a team. I learned that while joining Music Match. But now, and during startup, it was a lot of pressure to work on you. Like you have to do this. You have every month, every week, you have like pressure to pitch to VCs and stuff like this, like the hustle in startup. But right now, I'm not thinking of like a startup type. Like I'm thinking of working in a company like Musicman, like a big company where they have clarity of the product, where they have stuff figured out. So maybe I don't know where I will be in next 5 years. Maybe still working at Music Match, which I would love, honestly, working at Music Match. And yeah, if they will help me, they will have me. So it would be fun working in Music Match for the next 5 years, growing up inside Music Match itself because it's a very nice company. And I mean, some of the people have been there for like 7 years, 10 years. they've joined the startup like when it was working. So very great. And yeah, so maybe stay with them because I love working with them. And yeah, I don't have big plans like people plan, okay, I will do this, I will become this. I know for a sure that I don't want to be managers because people usually do MBAs or and become managers like stuff like that. I love coding and probably become like a senior developer, staff developer, principal developer, stuff like this. So yeah, that's my plan. Hopefully in
Yeah.
5 years I look back to it and I will be more happy than I am today. So yeah,
Yeah, I wish that that's the case, and I wish you all the best for that.
thank you.
Okay, so let's move to a new segment which I called If I Was Your Mentor. So basically, I'll be giving you scenarios and you'll answer them thinking that if you were my mentor and help me think through those scenarios. So the first scenario is, what do you tell me if I'm somebody in college and I hate doing data structures and algorithms? So what would you tell me?
Okay. First of all, I would like to say that I am not a good mentor. Definitely get someone who is more experienced than me. I mean, I only have like what 3 years of field experience. But if you're asking me, I honestly hate the DSA type questions that we get to ask in recruitment. I don't like competitive programming. I would like to think that I'm good at programming. I like solving real practical stuff. I know that the competitive programming also has real uses, like, but it's a very niche category. Like practically, you are not going to use it unless you're working in a very high company like Facebook or Google, where saving milliseconds is a lot more important. And if you're hiring for a front-end developers, realistically, do you really need to know Tower of Annoying? How do you solve it? How do you calculate sub-arrays? You should know how to make REST API calls. You should know what course errors are, what DOM manipulations to do, why React is the way it is, what JavaScript quirks are. That is a more realistic way for companies to ask, like screen out the developers. But I don't know. I don't have any better solution to this problem, but I honestly hate that the companies have like competitive interview where I've seen in college a lot of people pass because they just like cram the algorithms. Okay, for this specific case, I have to use this specific algorithm that I will never use in my life. And I don't even know the name. There is a math paper that some guy wrote because he's very intelligent and I just have to learn it. And there's like binomial theorem and stuff like this, but I don't believe you use that in real life. I mean, I have not used it in 3 years. Maybe I'm wrong. In next 2 3 years I will find it out. But yeah, don't do DSA. But honestly, it's what lands you a job in India, practically speaking. So also do DSA at the same time. But
No,
I
but
don't
if
like.
I'm like, I just hate DSA, and I know that it's how like most of the jobs in India, like they are screened and people use it. But if I just
I think
cannot do like,
outside India as well. It's
yeah,
not just India.
Yeah, you could say that companies believe that if you solve the tough questions, you will be able to change color of the button. But I mean, they should ask CSS. They should ask take-home interviews. But I understand, like in India, at this scale, where there are literally lakhs of people applying for a job, you cannot sit back and just like check their take-home assignments. It's very labor-intensive task, right? For them, for the companies also. If you're hiring for front end, ask get questions, ask CSS, ask JavaScript based questions like how do you do this in JavaScript? How do you make a fetch call? What is a course error? If what are promises, what are stuff like this? How do you like what is event loop? These are more realistic questions, I would believe, if you ask them in interview. But if you're preparing for DSA, I mean, yeah, realistically
mhm.
speaking, practically you have to do DSA. If you're in college, please don't take advice from me. I'm not a expert in this. It's your
but
career. Take care of DSA. Do lead
but
code
that's
because that's what lands your job.
I think like you are undervaluing your experience and what you know from your own personal experience a little bit. Because do you think that the path that you had, so you like you landed a job and then you landed another job where you didn't require data structure at all? Do you feel like there's like this path is replicable for other people also? Like it's a niche path, but like is there a way to replicate it?
Maybe it's just my bubble on Twitter, but I see a lot of people doing similar stuff, like they getting jobs from take-home interviews, stuff like this. I saw a recent post from I think Dukan CTO or someone from a similar startup. They post like a Figma file, and they were like, okay, just you have 2 days or 3 days, if I remember correctly. solve this, deploy the app, and send us an email. And they are doing screening based on that, which is, I honestly was pretty happy to see this. And even though it was a very simple thing, like we have to make the UI, I honestly wanted to see if I can do it in time frame, just to be like take, because that's the fun, right? In interview, you get a problem, you get to solve it, and it's pretty fun. I opened the Figma file. There were like hundreds of people doing it. If you remember, the screenshot was like, you cannot edit the Figma file because there are a lot of people having in it like similar time. So yeah, I honestly believe if you do this kind of stuff, you will get more public, like positive PR in the Twitter space also, in India also, because a lot of people are realizing, okay, this is not the right way to do. This is not the correct way. I would like to really see a lot of interviews that the Dukan, if I remember the name correctly from the company, Dukan
Yeah, I think it was
CTO did.
Dukan. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people coming forward, because once they do it, it's like a domino effect, right? Once more companies start to do it, another companies will start to do it, and so on and so forth. If you, people see that, okay, the talent is going like in that direction where you don't answer competitive questions, then they will strip away the thing and they will start doing stuff like this. So I honestly believe a lot of like a company people, young generations that are getting hired, do this kind of stuff, like take home assignments, see their like previous work projects, what they have done, because that's what the real knowledge is, right? You don't need to know Tower of Hanoi or I don't know, fastest binary search algorithm. You just use a sort algorithm that's already there in JavaScript. You don't build a sorting algorithm yourself in practical. So yeah, that's it.
But it seems like you've gone through the list of DSA questions. You,
Yeah,
you might not know how
obviously. I
to
mean,
solve them.
honestly speaking, this I had to do this because in college you have to do DSA, you have to sit through placements, and you have to solve whole lot of problems. And during that, I would say it was, I mean, typical like the JEE years. You don't sleep at night. You're worried about if you get into JEE, IIT, JEE, the pressure is there, and the pressure is more because now it's about your life. If you don't get a job, you don't get a job. I mean, what you're going to do? And you see your friend who is there with you like 4 years of college getting a job just because he know a specific theorem or a specific problem. Just because of that you feel sorry. And honestly, yeah, and but that's the reality. You have to go through it. I will say, yeah, I learned DSA questions. I'm not proud of it, but I had to do what I had to do. I will say that, but yeah,
Oh, we
I
all
don't
had to
like
do
that
that.
process. I'm also, what do you say, a victim of this. Victim is not the right word, but you can say
I'll
I
use
also
victim,
felt
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah, maybe, but yeah, at the same time, it's a horrible experience. If anyone is there in the fourth year of college, they know what they're going through, and I sympathize with them. I feel very sorry for them. Wish I could do something for them, but I mean, I cannot do anything. I also went through the same phase, and I'm not saying because I went, you should also do it, but I don't like this DSA stuff. We should move away
Mhm.
from it. Maybe someday in an ideal world, in an ideal India, we will have this kind of thing. But I dream of this, but yeah, I don't know. I wish you all the
Yeah, I
best
think
if you're doing DSA.
I think like people are moving it. Like you gave the example of the Khan, and I feel like people are realizing more and more that it's better to hire developers who can just start programming from day one instead of developers who just know data structures and then you have to train them on web development for the first 3 months, and only then will they be able to merge their first PR. So I think this is something that people are realizing now.
Yeah, because I will tell you a story of one of my friend in college. They got into a nice company, but they were very scared when they get into the company because they were supposed to do a project, but they didn't know React or how to do stuff in web development. I mean, it was web development, but you can say a similar thing about when you're doing, I don't know, some other programming or other different stuff. So they called me, they were like, "Who help me? How do I do it?" And I was on phone with them explaining, okay, this is how you do it, and these are the resources for them. So it's like that for the companies also, because as you said, the 3 months are wasted for the people, right? They hired a nice talent who has knowledge and stuff, but for 3 months they cannot do anything because JS is getting up to speed. But if you compare to a developer who already know React or who already is working on a project, then you don't need to get 3 months for them to teach React or JavaScript or stuff like this. They already know stuff. They just need to get through your company code base, how the company works, and the hoops like this. So yeah, but
Mhm.
yeah. It's the reality.
Yeah.
We cannot change it. So
Yeah, I think things are looking up, and as long as, like, I believe that as long as you're acquiring real skills that will be used in your job, I think that is always going to be the right call.
yeah. And
Maybe you need
uh,
to do data structures on the side, like for a little bit to just, get through stuff. But
maybe,
yeah,
yeah, as you said, do data structures just to get land a job and then do this kind
yeah,
of stuff. But personally, because I love coding, I also do side projects. So I would recommend if you're learning something, at least for me, if you're learning a new language, the best thing is build something on your hands. It can be a clone. I built a Spotify clone. I mean, Spotify is already an app. Why do you need a Spotify clone? But I wanted to test if I can create in React Native. Add something, sprinkle your magic on top. It's not just copy paste. You like, okay, it's a Spotify thing, but you change a UI a little bit. You imagine a different UI for Spotify, or I don't know, you created Zoom meeting, or you created like a coding environment. You can do a lot of things. Just look through the surroundings. What do you use daily? Do you think you can create this? Create them. That's it. Add a bit of touch of yourself, and you have a side project. And yeah, it's also pretty fun to build something and seeing, oh, it works, and I'm using this,
yeah.
but I also build this. So it's very fun thing to see when you complete a project. So
That's a nice thing for you to bring up, because I'm curious. So if I want to build a side project, but I'm like, I don't know what to build, what, how should I think through it, and how do you get side project ideas?
I don't get, I mean, I will tell you another story how I built, the game 2048, the game where
Yeah.
you combine. I made a clone of that also in React Native. And you can call it a side project, but I built in React Native using Reanimated. How I got the idea, I was sitting in metro and some guy was playing next to me. I was like, oh, I mean, everyone has played 2048, but it never occurred to me to create the game. But there was a guy who was playing 2048 and I got excited. This has a nice, I just noticed that it has nice animations. You do this and two moves up, there is calculation, stuff like this. And I was intrigued and I went home, I reached home after the metro, I started doing it and it was pretty fun. And it was not that tough, but it was also pretty fun because it was easy. And yeah, you could see it like that. Just look around you. The apps you use Twitter, you use Instagram. Instagram has pretty nice UI. Just try to you create the stories UI, the stories thing that you do tap forward thing. I don't know, just do stuff. Instagram has also, you chat on Instagram with your friends. Try to create the UI of chatting because I mean they have bubbles, they have the theme, they have dynamic colored stuff like this. Create stuff like that, or create a Gmail clone where you write. I know someone created a Gmail clone which loaded Reddit. So it looks like you are reading emails, but actually you are browsing Reddit. So it's a pretty fun thing. So it's a thing that you build on top of it. You can make similar thing for Hacker News. Now Reddit doesn't have an API, so you can use Hacker News API or stuff like this. And it didn't be an API. You can just build a UI. You hate something, you hate IRCTC, just make a UI of IRCTC. No need to be building a UI like the complete clone. Just imagine, okay, because you are a front-end developer, you should also know a little bit of designing and stuff like this. Just imagine IRCTC using Tailwind. Or I mean, I just coming of ideas right
Yeah.
now. Obviously, it's very tough to create whole IRCTC. It's very easy for us to say just build that, but it's very tough. But
But no, yeah.
yeah, you see stuff like around you. You play games on Xbox, see the Xbox app, it has nice animations or stuff like this. You create it, try to create stuff like that. You use WhatsApp, create WhatsApp. Whatever apps you use, look around you, what you use, try to create them, try to do that. It's not like okay, I have to make a side project that has to be like for jobs only. You can do whatever you want. I mean, it's coding. That's the beauty of code, right? You can code anything. So
It seems like you have like quite a bit of experience working with animations, right? Like, can you recommend some resources, like off the top of your head, what are your go-to resources to learn animation?
Okay, there was a channel called Evening Kid. If you're learning React Native, I think they stopped publishing videos, but they produce a very high quality videos on animations. So if you want to check it out, you can check that. Or Reanimated talks are pretty good too. If you're now, I mean, 2 3 years back, they were good then also, but they were not that good. But now they have examples, they have stuff, so you can read from the docs. I know as a software developer, there's a meme you don't read docs, but read the docs. They will help you because they have example. Now the docs have examples. Copy paste those examples, paste them, and do stuff with it. So change the variables, change, I don't know, the hard coded values. See if the Spring makes sense. See if the timing works perfectly or not. And yeah, just go from there. And I think there are, if you suggest reanimated blogs, there are also very good blogs by the Evening Kid also. I don't remember his name, but the channel name is Evening Kid, if I remember correctly, on YouTube. So you can check that out and yeah, just experiment. And if you're stuck, you can ask them on Twitter also. They are pretty responsive. So if you're stuck, you can DM them or just ask in a public tweet. They will respond to you, hopefully, or maybe I can help. Maybe you can reach me out and we can figure it out together. So yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I'll link to all the resources in the show notes.
Thank you.
All right, Apur, one final question for the interview. So, what would you tell people who have been stopped by random gatekeepers in their life? So maybe it's they were stopped by gatekeepers from entering into a premium engineering college or a premium engineering stream like CS degree like you were, or maybe after that during the placement they were stopped from applying to their dream company because they didn't have good enough grades. Like, what will be the advice that you give to such a person?
Just try again and again. Don't lose hope. I would recommend this. And I don't know. There are a lot of people who will. Okay, yeah. I didn't get CSE branch in my college also. I got the ECE electronics branch. So I also face the same problem. But I mean, you can learn CSE from YouTube nowadays. It's not a problem. You can learn coding. There are so many tutorials on YouTube, so you can do this. And a lot of companies are moving away from the placements also. So if you don't get placed, you can try off-campus placements. I mean, right now the market is horrible. So hopefully you get a job off campus also. But yeah, you can try off campus. A lot of companies have openings, so keep an eye on the openings also. If even if you don't get like first time, second time, try again in 3 months, try again in 6 months. Research the company. If you don't get the okay, why, like what type of questions does the company ask? I would also recommend maybe chat with the developers who are working there, chat with the people who are working there. Maybe you will get referral. But I also know some people harass, like, okay, please refer me, like they message you constantly. So please don't do that also. But you can ask them, okay, what's the company culture? How can I apply? Do you think there's a referral program? Here is my resume. Here is my portfolio. I did so many stuff and I'm trying, but I didn't get into it. Can you please recommend me? Or do you know some interview tips? Please do this. So you can ask them, hopefully politely. And yeah, just try again. I would say that just I know it's very overwhelming when you get rejected from an interview, but there are a lot of companies. I mean, a lot of people are creating startups. A lot of people are hiring at the same time. So you have to find the right company for you. If not, you can create your own startup also. It's perfectly fine. Go create something out of your mind. If you wanted to create something, that's also very beautiful. But keep in mind that it's very hard. It's not as easy as working in a 9 to 5 job. So yeah, just keep trying. And yeah, there will be obstacles that you come. Hopefully you have someone to talk to, someone to rely on, your parents, your soulmate or something. So talk with them and yeah, just keep trying. It all works out in the end, I would say. It's easy for me to say, but you will reach there. Maybe not this month, maybe next month, maybe 3 months, maybe. Yeah, just don't lose hope and see that. And yeah, it's not the worst thing that you don't get a job. It's fine. You can get a job 6 months or later on. So it's fine if you get a low paying job. I started with a 10,000 per month job. So it's fine. It's not like you have to earn like 1 lakh per month, 5 lakhs per month. It's a bubble. You see on Twitter, these are the loudest people who are on Twitter who are saying, okay, I earned this much. You have to earn this much too. If you are on 20s, if you're not saving this, you're doing horrible. Don't listen to them. Listen to yourself. Figure out what's good for you. See for yourself. It's okay if you don't earn 1 lakh. It's okay if you earn 50. It's okay if you earn 10,000. You have to start somewhere. Just go for it. Don't lose hope. I would just say that. And don't take that much stress. I mean, yeah, it's easy for me to say sitting in a well furnished house just to say don't lose hope. But yeah, talk to your friends I know if your friends have placement, maybe they can refer you in their companies, make networks, go to conferences. I go to React India conference just because I love talking to people, and there are a lot of people, amazing people. You can talk to them, networking, do networking. If you're in Bangalore, there are a lot of meetups happening. Join them. There are a lot of companies hiring. You might not even know. They don't even have it on a career page, but they might be looking for someone. You can vibe with them, and yeah, just try your luck. If it doesn't work out, yeah, it's okay. Don't take much stress.
Yeah,
I would just say that.
I really like this bit. Yeah, love this. Yeah, this has been amazing, Apu. Preeti, do you have any questions for Apu?
No, I just wanted to say, like, yeah, I really love the last segment. I really love the advice that you gave right now. Like so few people actually say this out loud, like not losing hope and like it's okay to earn less. Yeah, that's like very few
Yeah, it's
people will tell
okay
you that.
because I mean, in India, I would say this. You see a lot of people who are struggling, and we are very privileged sitting with the computer in like light. You see, you go out, you see so many underprivileged child and stuff like that. So you just stay humble. It's not like you have to show off. A lot of people just show off like, oh, I am earning this much. And it's okay. You can earn later on in your life. And in the 3 years, really like, okay, I will earn less, but I will be happy, right? Furan, I forgot the name who said this. Okay, I will not have a fancy car, but I will be happy doing photography. So if it works for
Three
you,
idiots.
yeah, Three Idiots. Sorry, yeah, it's a very nice movie, and I forgot the name. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, he said that I will earn less, and it's true. It really resonated with me that you can earn less. It's not a problem that you have to earn like 2 lakhs or 50 lakhs. It's fine. You can earn less as long as you are happy, as long as you take care of yourself. That is the most important thing. I mean, yeah, in India, obviously, or in practically money is everything, but take care of yourself. That's more important than grinding, like working 12 hours, 15 hours just because you earn, and then you have no time to spend that money on. So this doesn't make sense, right? Earn less, but be
Yeah.
happy. Earn more, but be sad. That doesn't make sense to me. So yeah.
That is an amazing note to end this interview on. Thank you so much, Apoor, for
Thank you so
joining
much.
us and sharing all of this amazing advice for the listeners. I think this was an amazing episode, and the listeners are going to be so inspired from listening to you. So
Thank you so
we'll
much,
be
guys.
linking to your LinkedIn and Twitter on in the show notes, so listeners can find you. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
so much
I
again.
don't use LinkedIn. So if anyone messages me
Okay.
on LinkedIn, please message me on Twitter also that I've messaged you on LinkedIn. Please correct me because I have even unsubscribed from LinkedIn notification. But yeah, reach out to me on Twitter. I will respond to you.
What did you think about this interview?
I really loved the interview. I loved the way he got this opportunity. Like while
Yeah, these are like bloopers. It's okay.
bloopers.
I really found it fascinating. Like two things about his story. One is that he got this job by, with a project that he worked on for 1 day or maybe 2 days. And then the second thing was that, like, I was thinking that when he posted on Twitter and he got a job, like, it must have been like a viral tweet or something like that. But it was not a viral tweet. It was just liked by essentially the library, like the Twitter account of the library that he was using, the animate, some library animate or
Yeah,
something. So they
reanimate.
liked it,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then through that, I think it reached the CEO of his current company or the CTO, and that got the visibility. Like, you don't need an audience to, get an opportunity. Like, whenever we think about a job from posting on Twitter, I think we're thinking like, okay, you'll get that once you have an audience on Twitter. But that's not the case because he just posted it and tagged the library, right? The Twitter account, and it worked. So that's a pretty
Also,
unique
I
story.
think like since he made the project using that specific library, like going a little niche is helpful. So if you go on Twitter and tag React, probably like since it'll go to so many accounts, it wouldn't actually go to anyone basically. Yeah, but if you tag a particular framework or library, I think that would be more helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what worked in his case.
Yeah, exactly. It was amazing story, and this interview was really different. Like Apoorv towards the end, as we were discussing, like he had a very calming vibe. Like he was like a very zen kind of vibe and advice. Like do your thing, be at your pace, and I think he's in a very European mindset.
Well, his company is Italian and he's working with Italian people.
And people are gonna find it valuable as well.
I think so too.